What you're about to see isn't just a heated exchange, it's a window into how power actually behaves when the cameras are rolling and the public is distracted. Listen closely, because this moment reveals the kind of truth politicians try to bury under talking points and press releases. And once you hear it, you won't forget it.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Next week throughout America, families will be gathered together at the dining room table. And millions of Americans are going to experience sticker shock as they prepare for Thanksgiving. The Trump administration itself acknowledges that the cost of turkeys has gone up 40% since last November. Grocery costs are through the roof, housing costs out of control, electricity bills through the roof, and the Trump administration and Republicans here in Congress continue to refuse to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits. That means that tens of millions of Americans are about to experience dramatically increased premiums, co-pays, and deductibles. In some cases, health insurance costs are going to go up $1,000 or $2,000 per month. We have a cost of living crisis in the United States of America, and Donald Trump and Republicans haven't done a damn thing about it. In fact, costs aren't going down, costs are going up all throughout America. And the Trump tariffs are costing everyday Americans thousands of dollars in additional expense per year. Now, House Republicans are on vacation for 7+ weeks, a taxpayer-funded vacation, until they were forced to crawl back into town. We have a week of legislative session that began on Monday and will last until Friday. And House Republicans haven't brought a single bill to the floor that actually addresses the high cost of living in the United States of America. It's perplexing. What is wrong with these people? What did they not get from their shellacking 2 weeks ago all across America, up and down the ballot, in state after state after state, where the American people have made clear, we don't support Republican extremism. Republicans have done nothing to make our life better. And we're thankful for Democrats for continuing to lean in to driving down the high cost of living. And now we're in the midst of this healthcare affordability fight. And Donald Trump's response to it is, let's repeal the Affordable Care Act. No credible plan to make healthcare more affordable for the American people. Donald Trump's plan, adopted by House Republicans, is let's repeal the Affordable Care Act, and we're going to continue to refuse to extend tax credits that make healthcare more affordable for working class Americans, middle class Americans, and everyday Americans. House Democrats are going to continue to stand on the side of the American people. Our fight will be to continue to lower the high cost of living, to address the Republican health care crisis, fix our broken health care system, extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, and actually do things that are designed to make life more affordable for the American people.
There are moments in politics when someone steps up to a microphone and stops pretending. No soft language, no polite euphemisms, just the truth, said plainly because the situation demands it. And that's exactly what Hakeem Jeffries delivered here. He didn't just criticize the House GOP, he diagnosed a political culture that seems fundamentally disconnected from the reality Americans are living through. Think about the scene he's painting. Families getting ready for Thanksgiving, a holiday that's supposed to be about warmth, abundance, and coming together, and instead, millions of people are bracing for sticker shock. And he's not exaggerating. Prices are up across the board. Groceries, rent, electricity, and essential goods hammered by years of supply disruptions, corporate price hikes, and political decisions that ripple directly into people's wallets. When your dinner costs 40% more than it did last year, that's not the market doing its thing, that's a policy failure showing up right on the dinner table. But here's where Jeffries cuts deeper. It's not just that people are hurting, it's that the people in charge of writing the laws, House Republicans, deliberately refuse to do anything about it. They refuse to extend Affordable Care Act credits that keep premiums manageable. They refuse to pass bills addressing housing costs, prescription prices, or grocery inflation. They refuse to challenge corporate price gouging driving much of the crisis. Instead, he points out, they were gone for 7 weeks, and when they came back, nothing. Not a single bill to make life easier for working families. Not even the performative gesture of trying. And this isn't just laziness, it's a worldview. A worldview where suffering is tolerated as long as it doesn't affect donors. A worldview where governing is optional but outrage is mandatory. A world where the first instinct in a healthcare affordability fight isn't to fix the system, but to tear down one of the only structures helping millions of Americans survive it. Jeffries is right. Repealing the Affordable Care Act isn't a plan, it's a political reflex. It's destruction dressed up as ideology. And behind all of this is an even more uncomfortable truth. The cost of living crisis isn't a natural disaster, it's manufactured. It's the combined result of policy decisions, tax cuts that rewarded wealth over work, tariffs that hit consumers harder than corporations, and a refusal to put guardrails on industries that raise prices simply because they can. People aren't struggling because the economy is complicated. They're struggling because too many lawmakers think their struggle is acceptable collateral damage. That's why Jeffries' question, "What is wrong with these people?" lands so sharply. It's not rhetorical, it's about accountability. What kind of leadership ignores the pain of its own citizens? What kind of Congress sees families drowning in costs and decides the best response is another political vacation? What kind of party watches its agenda get rejected in election after election and still insists nothing needs to change? Jeffries is framing this moment for what it truly is, not just a policy debate, but a moral divide. One side is actively working to lower costs through tax credits, healthcare protections, and economic relief, while the other side is doubling down on repeal, austerity, and obstruction. And the American people see it. That's why shellacking wasn't just a political insult, it was a reality check from voters who are tired of extremism pretending to be governance. And this is where you, as a viewer, need to see the bigger picture. When politicians refuse to address real issues, it's not incompetence, it's a choice. A choice that protects the powerful, a choice that allows suffering to continue, a choice that demands media scrutiny and public pressure. And that's exactly why platforms like this one exist. Because on Left Lens, we break down what they want you to gloss over. We connect the dots between political decisions and real-life consequences. We call out the hypocrisy, the negligence, and the manufactured crises that corporate media hand-waves away. So here's your call to action. If you want politicians held accountable, if you want the truth told without filters, if you want commentary that refuses to play dumb about what's really happening, stay with Left Lens. Subscribe, share, and amplify. Because the more awareness we build, the harder it becomes for lawmakers to hide behind excuses and distractions. And at the end of the day, that's what this entire exchange is about, forcing the people in power to actually see the people they represent. And if they won't do it willingly, then it's on us to make sure they can't look away.